You say it to your cat probably every day. Maybe out loud. Maybe just in your head when they walk past you. Maybe when they curl up next to you at night and you look at them and feel that thing, that quiet, slightly embarrassing level of love you have for this animal. And your cat looks back at you, and absolutely nothing lands. Not because they don't feel anything, not because the bond isn't real, but because I love you, the words, the hugs, the kisses on top of their head, that's your language, not theirs. And here's what hits hard when you actually think about it. Your cat has been trying to tell you something for years, in a language you never learned to read. And you've probably been responding in ways that, from your cat's perspective, make no sense at all. That changes today. Because in 2020, a team of scientists at the University of Sussex figured out something that cat owners had suspected for years but could never prove. They found the exact gesture that communicates warmth and trust to a cat, something you can do right now in under 3 seconds that your cat will understand immediately. And once you know this, and the other things I'm going to show you, the way you interact with your cat will never be the same. First, let's talk about why our natural instincts get this so wrong. When humans love something, we move toward it. We pick it up, we hold it close, we make eye contact, we talk to it. Every single one of those things is a red flag in cat language. Moving toward a cat quickly, threat. Picking them up without warning, loss of control, stress. Direct, sustained eye contact. In the feline world, that is how you challenge another animal. It's not affection, it's confrontation. So every time you've stared lovingly at your cat while telling them you love them, from their side of that interaction, they're sitting there reading a very different message. This is not your fault. You were loving them the only way you knew how, but you were essentially writing them a letter in a language they never learned. The good news is, their language is not complicated. You just have to know what it looks like. The slow blink, what scientists actually found. Dr. Tasman Humphrey and Professor Karen McComb at the University of Sussex ran 2 separate experiments with real cats in real homes. In the first experiment, they had owners sit about 1 meter away from their cat, once the cat was relaxed and settled. When the cat looked at them, the owner did one specific thing. They narrowed their eyes slowly, like a relaxed squint, and then closed them for a couple of seconds. That's it. That's the whole thing. And what happened? The cat slow blinked back. Significantly more than cats in the control group, cats whose owners made no facial expression at all. But here's where it gets really interesting. The second experiment used researchers, people these cats had never met before, complete strangers. And those strangers slow blinked at the cats and then extended their hand toward them. The cats not only blinked back, they walked toward the stranger's hands. A cat walking toward a stranger because that stranger blinked at them correctly. Professor McComb said it herself. You can try this with your own cat at home or with cats you meet in the street. This isn't a trick, it's communication. Real, two-way communication between 2 completely different species. And it was right there the whole time. Why does blinking slowly even work? Think about what a cat's eyes mean in their world. A hard, unblinking stare between cats is almost always a precursor to something bad. It's a dominant signal, a challenge. It means, I am watching you, I am not comfortable, and this might escalate. So when a cat narrows their eyes and blinks slowly, they're doing something very specific. They're choosing to interrupt that stare. They're closing their eyes in your presence, which means they feel safe enough to be briefly vulnerable near you. That's enormous. A cat closing their eyes near you is them saying, I don't need to watch you right now. You're not a threat. I trust what's in this space. And when you do it first, when you narrow your eyes and blink slowly at your cat, you're sending exactly that same message. You're telling them, in a language they've spoken their whole life, I'm relaxed, I'm safe, I'm not here to challenge you. Their nervous system reads that, and it responds. How to actually do it, step by step. Don't overthink this. It's not complicated, but the details matter. Wait until your cat is relaxed, not playing, not on alert, not watching something out the window, just resting. Get to a comfortable distance, not too close, not across the room, somewhere around 1 meter away. Wait for them to look at you. When they do, soften your eyes, not a forced squint. Think of how your eyes look when you're genuinely relaxed and slightly sleepy. Then slowly close them for about 2 seconds. Then open them slowly. And look slightly away. That last part, looking away after, is important. It completes the signal. It tells them, I made the gesture, I'm not waiting for anything, I'm not putting pressure on you. Then wait. A lot of cats will blink back within seconds. Some take a minute. Some will need you to do it a few times over a few days before they respond. But once they do, once your cat slow blinks back at you, you'll feel it differently than any meow or purr has ever felt. Because you'll know exactly what it means. The way you touch your cat matters more than you think. Here's something most cat owners don't know. Cats have scent glands on their face, around their cheeks, under their chin, at the base of their ears. These glands produce pheromones, the chemical signals cats use to mark things as safe, familiar, and theirs. When cats rub their face on objects, on door frames, on furniture, on you, they're leaving that scent. They're marking something as part of their world, something they feel safe around. Those same face areas are where cats most enjoy being touched. Not the back, not the belly, the cheeks, the chin, the base of the ears. And there's a reason for that. When you stroke those areas, you're engaging with the same places they use for social bonding. You become part of the scent exchange. You go from being a person they live with to being something that smells like safety. But there's a rule that sits above all of this. Let them come to you first. Reach your hand out slowly and let your cat make the decision to move toward it. If they do, if they press their face into your hand, that's not them being friendly. That's them actively choosing you. That's consent in the truest sense of the word. A cat who walks toward you is showing you more than a cat who sits still while you pet them. Because one of them had a choice. The thing nobody talks about. Presence without pressure. And the hardest for most people. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for your cat is nothing. Just be in the same room, not calling them over, not trying to get their attention, not making it mean anything. Just being there, doing your own thing, while they exist in the same space as you. Cats monitor the people they live with constantly. They notice your energy, your tension, whether you're relaxed or stressed, whether you're moving through the house with ease or with urgency. When you come home and immediately start reaching for them and talking to them and needing a response, you're adding pressure to a relationship that runs on the absence of pressure. But when you sit down, open a book, breathe slowly, and let your cat decide, everything on their own terms, you become something rare to them, a safe place that asks for nothing. And safe places are where cats go when they're ready to be close. Your cat doesn't need you to speak louder or love harder or try more. They need you to learn 3 seconds of their language. Narrow your eyes, close them slowly, open them, look away, and then wait. Because what comes back, that quiet, unhurried blink from across the room, is your cat saying the one thing they've never had the words for. I know you're there, and I'm glad you are. If this shifted something for you, share it with someone who loves their cat but feels like their cat doesn't know it. And if you want to understand your cat at a level most owners never reach, subscribe. That's the whole point of this channel.